Hi, my name's Dee and welcome to Untitled Tarot and welcome for your reading for the new moon in Aries for April 2021. Now, I'm not going to spend a lot of time discussing the astrology of the moon because Saturday evening, 6 p.m. GMT, so 1 p.m. Eastern and 10 a.m. Pacific, I'll be live streaming for the new moon. I'll be doing readings there as well. And also, I'll be having on astrologer David Fisher so we can pick apart the new moon on the astrology level. As ever, this is a general reading, or will be once I cover what I've pulled out of the new moon. And general reading rules apply. You know, there's an intro here with a timestamp below, so you can fast forward to the reading, one if you want to, but please hang around once for this intro, because I would like you to watch your sun, your moon, and your rising sign, especially your rising sign. That's the one that I always feel is the most important. But hey, it's a new moon. Watch your moon sign. But in the first, I'm just going to pick out some aspects. It's probably the wrong word to use in this case. Some significations of this new moon. But as a general reading, you know, general reading rules will apply. Timing's not absolute. Roles can get reversed. You know the plot by now. And although you can ask a question prior to the reading, so you can have a think about that while I'm going through the moon itself, then hopefully that reading will give you some form of answer and you'll be able to tell if it's not a reading for you. It's a Celtic cross this time, so it's still, I don't like that idea of take what resonates. It's either the lot or nothing. That's the way my mind works. Whole thing or nothing at all. But again, with a Celtic cross, there is an element of past and present, so you'll be able to tell whether it's for you or not. Right, let's get on to this moon, 22 degrees Aries. Now, on the Facebook page for this channel, I've already posted a lot of the astrologers discussing this new moon, and every time I find a new show, I'll be posting that up there as well. So as you know, with the sun ingress into Aries, that's the start of the astrological new year. But it's almost like that between the sun ingress into Aries and the new moon in Aries is almost like a planning time, a waiting time, a time of potential. And the new moon in Aries is what really kicks the year off. Now, this year it's at 22 degrees Aries and is ruled by the angel Melahel, who as a degree angel represents sharing the flame, a healing capacity. That's good signs to start off with. Now, as one of the Shem HaMephorash, that's the angels who bear the name of God, and the meaning of Melahel's name is the God who deflects the evil. Now, all of these angels have 5 points around the zodiac, and I've been drawn recently to study these 5 points because, hey, that's where my background is. I want to know about the pentagrams. So, Melahel, you'd think all of them, but not according to the reference I've been looking at. But Melahel's 5 points do indeed form a pentagram, as do most of the degree angels, but strangely not all of them. Nithaya is one that doesn't. So if you have planets, obviously at 22 degrees Aries, but also 4 degrees Cancer, 16 degrees Virgo, 28 degrees Scorpio, or 10 degrees Aquarius, this could be a wonderful new moon to start something really, really creative, because it's a direct pentagram, quintile aspects between the various points, obviously, and there can be some wonderful energies being brought up by that. The fact that it's at 22 degrees, 24 minutes, is it 24 minutes? Yeah, 24 minutes Aries. It's in the first half of 22 degrees, because looking at the symbols, this degree is a little bit double-edged. But just going back to that pentagram, this is also the pentagram of the Saturn of Dion Fortune of the Order of the Golden Dawn. So if you know anything about Dion Fortune, you know that I expect setting intentions, doing some form of creative magic, or doing some form of creative project, starting it on the 3 days of this new moon to have some extra whammy, extra blessing, especially if you invoke the angel Melahel in this process. You know, even if it's you're just about to put paintbrush to canvas and say, Melahel, assist me with this. Angels need permission. They can't just do what they're designed to do without your permission, because they will always respect your free will. And Melahel especially is about those healing efforts. Supports the development of your healing gifts, I'm looking at right now, and helps you to accept those parts of you that you feel are hard to love. Restores and revitalizes with the energy of love. That's coming from an Aurosoma site that I used to think Aurosoma was a bit weird, and then I tried using it one time, only the one bottle, but I had spectacular results. So if you find one of those, what they called essences that you're drawn to, go for it. Now, Melahel is a guardian angel of a period of Cancer, July the 12th to the 16th. So if you are Cancer, Sun, Moon or Rising, this should also be very, very useful to work with Melahel in your new creative project. And in terms of doing the magic, there is, now, where is it? Oops, I've put it in the wrong place. So there is, from Franz Barden, he, through his magical work, he found names and sigils for what he called the degree heads, those beings that exemplify, can explain the energy of each individual degree of the zodiac, as beings that a magician can evoke. Now, the name of the entity or degree head for 22 degrees Aries is Belisarius. Now, quoting from Barden's notes, this head, like the two foregoing ones, is superior to the others in wisdom, cleverness, and sagacity. And he teaches the magician to apply the laws of the zone girdling the earth by the Akasha principle to realize them in the physical world. Belisarius is always willing to help the magician in any respect. So, as well as invoking Melahel, maybe have a little word with Belisarius as well. And what that phrase meant in English, he teaches the magician to apply the laws of the zone girdling the earth, i.e. the zodiac, the ecliptic, by the Akasha principle to realize them in the physical world. This, now, I am not a fan of quite a lot of the manifestation philosophies. I think it's taken a perfectly valid magical law and forgotten the fact that there's numerous others, depending on who you listen to. There's 6 others or there's 21 others, you know. So 22 would figure with the major arcana, really, wouldn't it? Or the tree of life. So even with that, with the description of Belisarius and his capabilities, that it's the secret incarnate, you know. So which is perfect for setting things into motion. With Melahel's, getting my teeth tongue-tied, Melahel's healing influence as well, because hey, world needs a lot of healing at the minute, doesn't it? So I don't think there's any of us in the life that couldn't do with a little smattering of some good healing energy, either for ourselves or that we can then radiate out into the world in a good hippie woo-woo fashion, and actually do some good and improve the world. Now, this degree says take a chance. Looking at the Chandra symbol, the inside degree of this degree is Aries 23, because 22 degrees Aries to 23 degrees Aries is the 23rd degree, is a bottle labelled Drink Me. Now, if you remember, this is what made Alice in Wonderland shrink. The interpretation written from Inside Degrees is the force of events sweeps away who we thought we were and plunges us to a deeper place beyond the known. The sheer immediacy, the sudden clarity shifts mountains of intent into a different octave altogether. Being taken by storm is the most direct path from here to there. And when cosmic worlds are urgently coming through, the only smart thing to do is to step aside and make a huge amount of room for unexpected guests at events that you could never have arranged in your wildest dreams. Now, that, I think, is beautiful. Another interpretation says the bottle asks you to try something whose results you won't know until you do it. Take a chance. Just as the painter applies successive layers of paint to see what will happen. We tend to think it's good to be careful, but not always. This degree has a refreshing lack of caution that most often carries it to surprising and wondrous places. So we've got that manifestation energy. We've got that healing energy. Now, this is not something that's just naturally going to come in. This is something that you have to actually ask for and intend to use, because intent is everything. But there's, like I say, this degree is a little double-edged. Let's have a look at the symbols. I'm looking at the wrong page here. Was it Kosminski? Right, the Safarial degree symbol says it is a degree of weakness. Adriana Corelli says it's a degree of fatality. Now, that is not as bad as what it sounds. I'm not talking about a Mortal Kombat fatality. It's setting something into motion karmically and receiving karma where required. I mean, okay, we've just had a year's worth of zodiac action that's been all about clearing karma, but I personally think that it's probably something that's never going to entirely run out. Now, the Cherubel degree symbol says that in a birth chart, this can be malefic, to put it gently. I don't want to focus on this. Kosminski says it's a symbol of entrapping. So where I'm saying ask Belisarius, Melahel to assist you in your creative projects, ask especially Melahel also for the guidance, if it be right, and it harm none. All of those magical laws, and it harm none is one that tends to be forgotten. People just remember the do as thou wilt to be the whole of the law. It's and it harm none, do as thou wilt be the whole of the law. But you are opening a door to adventure with this particular new moon. Now, speaking of that, it's also something that you may not know what the result is, but you're unlikely, David will correct me Saturday night if I'm wrong, but you're unlikely to be upset in your efforts by some surprise left field event, because the moon is talking to every single planet in the sky bar Uranus. So there isn't that for the moon related projects. I'm not saying something unexpected won't turn up. There's Uranus aspects that's no doubt coming up. I can't remember off the top of my head. But in this one issue that you use the new moon for, this healing new project, what have you, it's not that the result will be unexpected, it's that you don't necessarily know what it is, but it's not something that's going to come and knock you off your feet unless that's in a good way. That's how I would interpret that. I'm putting all this information here for you to make your own mind of and see what feels right. And obviously, it links with your own chart and what way the wind's blowing, and there's Dane Rudyard with the Sabian symbol, a pregnant woman in a light summer dress, um, are showing it's indicating the conception and gestation, obviously, of the project that you are wanting, that you can use this new moon to come around. He sees this as a degree of inner fulfillment, or the potential of reaching towards inner fulfillment, and it has a keynote of fecundity, harvest. So it's double-edged. Ask for guidance, check that it's with the divine plan, and all the little caveats that you want to put in. And if you don't normally put those in, start. I am not suggesting that your will not be done, but the way I was trained, or the way I was work, was always add that "and it harm none, if this be in line with the divine plan," all those sort of caveats, and then go for it hell for leather, probably the wrong phrase, to see what occurs. And you're giving spirit the freedom to take you to the right place while working on what hopefully feels right for you. So, as I said, ask a question. And you don't have to watch this a second and third time, don't worry. Ask your question and I will bring the cards up. So, Taurus, this new moon is happening in your 12th house, that secretive place, the place of unseen things and endings. As it says here, the area of your life that is overwhelming, where you yield to a greater cause or power. And yielding may be something that you're starting this session off with, because we have an interesting few cards for your situation. We start with the Devil, clarified by the Tower. How positive is that? But what that indicates to me is that there's certain limitations that are around you that are crumbling away. And it's something that you have to take a decision to, well, you're in that do I, don't I state of mind anyway. And as these things that have been limiting you are crumbling away, you have the ability to look, there's some, it's similar in a way to Aries. This is more deliberate, an entrenched belief or dream that is actually standing in the way of your progress. Now, with it being the Devil card, obviously, I clarified with my Demon Possessed Tarot, as I do every time. What is really interesting is that every 3 clarification cards jumped out, as you saw on the shuffle video. And all of these cards are in the main reading as well. So we have the, oh no, that's not entirely true, is it? Page of Cups, Knight of Cups. I was reading that as the page. But then King of Pentacles, where that's the time, like Aries got the same card in exactly the same position. So it's setting you up in the future for a grounded, if slow, but grounded, capable moving forward. Whatever your question may be, you're heading towards an area where you are able to give stability as well as get stability. And that's I think one really important thing there. And I'm really drawn to the nature spirits that are there with the King of Pentacles this time. So there is an element of, I don't know, allowing the world to go as it will, because this structure that had been around you, that had been limiting you, is falling away, and you had been exposed to this structure because of some dream. Knight of Cups could have been a love offer, but some dream, some plan, some goal that you had, that you wanted to, that you had been wanting to carry out. And I'm thinking that this dream, goal, or plan, well, what's going through my mind is it ain't worth the paper it's written on, but that sounds incredibly dismissive. I think I want to say that it's coming apparent that it's been slightly misguided, and certainly to put it into today's situation would indeed be misguided, because Spirit is showing you here with the Queen of Cups, so Knight to the Queen. Spirit is showing you there's a better way, but it's something that you are going to have to fight for. But also it's something where I believe you have allies in how you are going to fight for it. And it's almost, well, I'm drawn to the fact on this Five of Swords, he's got the five wolves in the back that are leading him away, and it could well be that he's protecting the five wolves. Um, it's not a sense of they're abandoning him. It's almost like they're going, come on, are you coming? It's, finish that business up and come on. But also, I'm drawn to the fact that he's got five swords and two hands. He's got more than enough to deal with whatever issue is coming up. And maybe that is part of the limitation, that there is more than enough. Because this whole circumstance that's going on is designed to bring out your own inner light. The Hermit here, also indicating that this is a decision that only you can make in your term. Whatever it is, you've hurt enough about it in the past, give it up. Three of Swords here. Because prosperity, Vulia here, is opening up for you. And Zadkiel, Angel of Mercy, is rather making me think that there's something that you want to just drop, leave, forgive. Because Zadkiel, the Angel of Mercy, I think the book puts it better than I do. Let's see what it says. It's a few pages in. But basically, it's along the lines of, you ask for Zadkiel's mercy, you get what you're given. The one who metes out forgiveness and the one who judges transgression. Zadkiel is the swift gavel as well as the crushing hammer. Those who have sinned against your fellow man, Zadkiel may relieve you of your punishment, but in asking you submit yourself to the scales of the angel's judgment and wrath. Zadkiel sees all the cracks and seams of the soul, finds the way we cover up to convince ourselves of the illusion of a moral existence. He reminds us to reveal our failings openly and be judged by those that have the power to forgive. It is only the just who may make such reckoning. Which makes me think, maybe you're setting something right that had come about as a result of your actions. And that could be as simple as an apology. But whatever it was had not had been constricting you, had not allowed you freedom of movement. And it's almost like you have to fight to be able to give this apology. However, it's worth it. Because whoever you are listening to, they are wise and they're able to, well, cut through the crap. King of Swords. And that means that if the apology is genuine, showing genuine understanding, it doesn't have to show genuine caring of how you've hurt another person's feelings, just genuine understanding that you have hurt another person's feelings, for example. It's just one example of many. But that's telling me it would be accepted. And more to the point, it means that that person begins to recognize you as an equal. King of Pentacles here, King of Swords here. And that's the important thing to get out of this. Whereas you are freeing yourself of some almost self-imposed limitation. And whoever this is, they are recognizing you as an equal, because you both, in a way, fear this and want this of coming into your own power. And you are indeed coming into your own power. We have the Magician here in the hopes and fears position. So you want to come into your own power, but also that's a bit scary at the same time. But we have the Emperor as your final outcome card, where you are able to set your rules. And where you, as King of Pentacles, with a now firm foundation, are able to set your rules, the King of Swords here goes, okay, your rules on your territory, that's fine. My rules on my territory, by the way, but your rules on your territory, absolutely. Let's find where our rules meet up rather than where they disagree. Going back to the clarification cards here, King of Pentacles, Three of Swords, Three of Swords. Whatever this previous hurt or pain was, it's quite possible that whatever it is that you are encouraged to apologize for here, in whatever way, it could be through action rather than through words, but that was something that came into being from a position of hurt in the first place. So it's almost like you get hurt, you lash out, and now you're looking back at your lashing out going, oh, maybe that was a bit much. Maybe I went a bit too far. That sort of feel. But this finding your own inner light and recognizing this fact, and to a point, I mean, allowing yourself to be judged by others or one other or whatever it is, puts you in so much better of a situation. Now, normally, I would be saying, other people's judgment is a hill of beans. Doesn't matter. Here, I rather think it does matter, because if you take the whole conscious creation of your own reality philosophy to its ultimate degree, their previous condemnation of you and then their acceptance of you here is just a reflection of how you are feeling about you within your own soul anyway. And so it does matter, because this is a cathartic experience for you and sets you up lovely with this Emperor card here. Again with the bull, so of course that's your card, isn't it, Emperor? Although I always think of it as Aries, but he's Aries. He looks like a bull. He's not. He's a ram. But from here he looked like a minotaur. But he's on a bull throne. So I'm going to say it's your card as well for this reading. This having the strength to be judged by somebody else benefits you in this particular circumstance. It brings you prosperity, it brings you mercy, it frees you up, it brings you power, it allows you to build a firm foundation to spring ahead on, and will finally enable you to take the decision of whatever it is, do I or don't I? unless this decision is, do I apologise and try and sort this out or not? In which case the answer pretty much from this reading is yes. So if it means anything to you, Taurus, comment down below as ever. It's always good to hear that these readings hit home, especially with a reading like this. It was a little harsh, but it's also so beautiful with the freedom that you find at the end of it. And do not forget, 6 p.m. GMT, so adjust for your own time zone on Saturday. I will be live streaming with astrologer David Fisher and doing yet more readings for the new moon. Cheers.